it's like when you open a decor magazine or you see it here in the show, the mixing of bold prints and patterns, and you think to yourself, I would love to be able to emulate that, but I don't know how to do it. I don't have the confidence. There are a few rules that can guide you.
Because we've seen some disasters.
Some hot messes.
Some messes.
Right? We want you to not be the hot mess. We want you to have it all together. And
Exactly.
when it works so brilliantly.
It's so beautiful if you do
really
it right.
Nice.
So we're going to start with this Emma bedding from Hudson's Bay, and we get a lot of people that buy it and say, what do I do for drapes and carpet and wall? Like, where do I go with this? Because it is a bold pattern. Even though the color is not bold, the pattern is bold.
Right.
So, for instance, for drapery, what I love to use sometimes if you're not using a solid is a wide stripe. This is a very bold stripe. And you can see how the pattern doesn't fight with each other. It brings out the grays and the blues in that.
So that's about scale. So you have to think about scale. If everything was the exact same size,
it doesn't
there'd
work.
be something wrong with it. It wouldn't work.
You don't want all little patterns and all big patterns. So you might mix that, and then you might mix a small pattern like that with it.
Right.
So it really is about scale. And then when you look at the carpet, we have a pattern here. So it has that strié in the back and that lattice pattern that has a varying shape to it of the lattice. And that brings in the smaller and the larger, like you were saying.
Yes.
And then you could even use a subtle pattern for a wallpaper. Look at that grass cloth.
Beautiful.
Isn't that a beautiful grass cloth?
Yeah,
and then
nice.
that's a small pattern against the larger wallpaper.
So you have some large, you have some small, you have some mediums. They're all mixed together. The thing that ties everything together on the table is the colorways.
Correct. So you want all the colors to work. You don't want a lot of different colors. So in this one, we went a little bolder. So look at that carpet.
Nice.
Isn't that the most beautiful carpet? And that's all in the dark blues. It brings out a different part of the fabric, so you bring out all the blues from there.
Right.
And then what we've done is, again, modern bold patterns. So this could be, I would say, a little more traditional, clean traditional, and this is a little more edgy. Like, look at that modern pattern, how great that is. And then we have a smaller pattern here to work with.
That is so lovely together. Okay, so the other thing that you've done, and maybe this is what people are doing wrong, is that the styles are different. So if every single thing was a floral,
bad.
Yeah.
Bad. Or everything was a geometric.
Or everything was a geometric, so it doesn't really matter if you follow the scale rule. If everything looks the same, it's not going to read right. So you have to have various styles here.
Completely.
This is almost like a toile or...
Exactly.
Like
so you're bringing in modern and traditional. So you're bringing this Chinese pattern, but it's sort of, you know, modern and cool.
Yeah.
And then if you mix it with something like this, that makes it more modern. And then look at it with the carpet.
Right.
How beautiful and modern that looks. So this might just be a pillow in the space or the back of a chair. And it brings in some interest because I think if everything was modern or everything was traditional, it's a little boring. And then look at this modern wallpaper.
That is just stunning.
So you mix that with that and it brings an edge to the whole look of the space.
Here's a little secret or a little tip. I know that you designers will pull so many different samples together, and this is what you'll do. You'll actually lay them down. So if you lay them all out together, you will know immediately if something just isn't working.
So we edit.
You edit.
So we get, you know, we run out, we get tons of fabrics, tons of carpets, we lay them on an island in the studio, and then we take things away, and then what's left. So I'll say, okay, I just love this. This is a great piece, and this is the great carpet. And then we're sort of editing. Then we're saying, okay, I have to bring now some small patterns in. So I'll start layering the small patterns, and then extract some, and then decide this is a small piece, this is a larger piece, maybe the solid on the drapes. So it's about proportion too. So usually a big pattern like that might be a smaller piece.
Right, yeah, depending on what your appetite is for that sort of print and pattern, right? Really nice. It's like trying on an outfit. You want to put it on from head to toe with all the pieces to know what doesn't work and what works together.
And then edit it back.
And then you edit it back.
Correct.
So really good tips.